Broadcasting weekly from the Walnut Community Center, this is the WNC Mountain Reporter.
Hey y'all, I'm Sarah Scully, and welcome to this week's broadcast of WNC Mountain Reporter. Now you've seen it, you've talked about it, and most likely you've been stuck in it. You guessed it, the traffic. Since the closing of I-40 after Hurricane Helene, Highway 2570, which goes right through Madison County up to Tennessee, has seen a major increase in car and truck traffic. You've probably also seen the state troopers parked at the intersection of Route 213 and 2570, redirecting trucks that are just too big for our roads. I figured they must have some answers to the questions on everyone's minds, so I set up an interview to talk to State Trooper Jeremy Carver earlier this week. So, a lot of people have been asking us what's going on with the traffic. What have you seen since Helene? And what steps have y'all taken to help folks who live here and use the highways?
Well, obviously the truck traffic has picked up immensely in a lot of different ways. Number one, I-40 is closed down, and that's what's causing the tractor trailers to try to use this road as a shortcut to get back to Tennessee. 2570 is a restricted highway for anything over 48 feet. So as soon as a truck gets to me right here, yes, we could stop them, issue them citations. The problem with that is, if there's only one of us here working, and I go and I stop a truck for not stopping, and I deal with him for 25-30 minutes, there could be 5 more trucks that go by. You have to kind of pick and choose your battles, and at this point it's better for us to make sure everybody gets turned around rather than try to do much enforcement on them.
When do you think we'll get back to normal?
Well, I think until I-40 is opened for at least some travel, it's probably going to be, we're going to be dealing with this. They first said around May or so, and now I think it's maybe September. So, you know, it is frustrating, like we spoke just now, but try to have a little grace with the truckers and try to have some grace with your neighbors, and, you know, have some grace with us. We are doing our best. Right there's one. With this hurricane, it makes it difficult. So
you're gonna have to stop him?
Yeah, I'm going to make sure he stops.
Okay. And just like that, the call of duty left a very fitting end to our interview. And we'll keep you updated on the traffic as we hear more. My Sister's Place, which includes My Sister's Attic, the beloved safe house and thrift store in downtown Marshall, was one of the many organizations and businesses deeply affected by the flooding 4 months ago. With the first floor of the nonprofit's building left devastated by the storm, the thrift store and their offices have been operating temporarily out of a new location on Route 213 between Marshall and Mars Hill. The thrift store revenue sustains the Safe Haven's true mission, providing services and support for survivors and their children escaping domestic violence, sexual abuse, and human trafficking. They served more than 1,900 people in Madison and Yancey counties last year, but due to the stresses of Helene, that number is sadly expected to be much greater this year. Joyce Cody, the executive director of My Sister's Place, has not lost her spirit or determination to come back, despite the many challenges her team has been facing.
It's going to come back better. It's going to be different.
But it's going to be better.
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 How much is it going to cost to rebuild
this
part?
We're going to say $200,000 is a rough estimate. I mean, we lost everything. Everything in here is got to come down and gone. So we're hoping a year and a half, we're going to keep fundraising, keep asking, keep working, looking for grant sources.
For Cody and the nonprofit, there's no option but to move forward. With the recent loss and stresses brought by Hurricane Helene, the invaluable services My Sister's Place provides are needed now more than ever.
From October to December 31st, I haven't went into January. We've served 31% more people this year than we ever have, and I've been here for 23 years. That was just, I think, from the stress and the whole crisis, absolutely from Hurricane Helene.
Wow.
The loss of homes, the loss of jobs, the stress that everybody's going through. So, I mean, you talk about busy. We've been busy.
With an expected even busier year ahead of them, it's imperative that the downtown Marshall location open up as soon as possible, as it's the perfect location to best serve those in need.
So many people still are living in situations where they're making determinations about safety in their families, and when they come into the safe house or come into the thrift store to shop, they can come upstairs, just kind of talk, check in, get grounded, if they need to get paperwork, if they need to take a class, finish up something. It just works well. It's a safety issue. It's easier for people to come into the thrift store and pop upstairs.
So you're more likely to catch people in their mental health and in their situations, their living situations, if the thrift store is below.
It's connected.
It's connected to
Absolutely. It is. Time and time and time again, we have seen it happen.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it just makes sense logistically. Yeah.
And you got a 31% increase?
We did. Yeah. So our numbers are going to be really astronomical this year. So every bit helps. Every bit. That's what we're saying. $5 means as much as $1,000 when you begin to add it up. It takes a lot, to make it work, and it works well. And we offer a lot of services, and we have a compassionate team. We have a wonderful board of directors. I mean, that's what I say. We're just surrounded with goodness.
The work of Joyce and all the volunteers who serve our survivors and their children is invaluable. Big hugs to everyone who supports them. Last Friday, January 31st, was truly a night to remember, as family, friends, and musicians came together at the Gray Eagle in Asheville to support Marshall's Zuma coffee shop, which suffered immense damage in Hurricane Helene. An amazing collection of artists performed on Friday to the packed venue and shared with us not only music, but their insights on the concert, Zuma, and giving back to a man who has given his town so much. Joel Friedman is a man who knows what it feels like to be appreciated.
Thank you.
Are you proud of yourself?
I am proud of myself right now, yes.
And
This
your
is
community?
23 years of hard work is showing up tonight in this crowd. Yeah.
The owner of Zuma Coffee received an outpouring of love Friday night, not just from the crowd that filled the event hall, but from the musicians that played as well.
He gives love to the community every day, and so, I hope he feels it coming back at him.
He's the one person downtown that you just every day can lift your heart.
Joel and the Marshall community's pretty much raised me. So it's important to me to be here for Joel and for Zuma and for Marshall.
And this show, I think, also shows how important Zuma is to so many people.
At this point in time, it's essential that it's there. And Joel knows that. And that's a burden. But it's a burden he carries with joy. And so what you see in that room out there tonight is everyone who's reflecting that back onto Joel. That means it all.
It's love.
It's love.
Yeah, I'm glad there's a packed house out there for him.
It's almost indescribable. A collective community hug. It feels like Zuma here at the Gray Eagle tonight.
And although Zuma was at the Gray Eagle, anticipation is high for its return to Marshall. What does it feel like to know that you may be getting back into Zuma soon?
Awesome.
Yeah, holy cow, the progress that they've made down there is just astounding.
I am back. I'm going to be stronger. We're resilient. Zuma is going to be welcoming everybody back with open arms.
There was so much love in that room that night, y'all. And now for this week's Quick Bites to keep you in the know. Come see a competition showcase of stunning dance routines from the all-star performance team of Dimension Studio in Marseille on Saturday, February 8th at 6 p.m. The team will also have a fundraiser and silent auction. Mark your calendars for Valentine's Day, as that's the day many of our local artists will have their art exhibited at the Asheville Art Museum. Running from February 14th to May 5th, the Asheville Strong Celebrating Art and Community After Hurricane Helene exhibit showcases their work while helping the region join together in a collective act of resilience. Valentine's Day is also when our friends at the Hot Springs Resort and Spa will reopen their mineral baths. Booking will be by phone only with limited inventory of mineral bass, so contact them quickly. Are you ready for the mighty Madison Polar Plunge and Chili Cook-Off? Brr. This major fundraising event on February 22nd at Mars Hill University supports the Special Olympics of Madison County. Please email madison@sonc.net for more information and registration needs. Children and their families affected by Helene can get help with Youth League baseball registration and equipment needs, thanks to a $1,000 grant from Lando Frost Lunch Meats. Players can also get coupons from Dick's Sporting Goods for athletic gear, good for an entire year. Baseball registration is happening now. Our youth softball league is looking for sponsors to help fix their fields after suffering damage from Hurricane Helene. Sponsors can get a banner package for display at the field for $250 or $500 for a banner and jersey package. They're also looking for player sponsors at $100 per player. Softball registration is happening now. And with that, let's just roll right on into sports. The Madison High School men's basketball team handily defeated Rosman this past week, 68-16, while the Lady Patriots cruised to victory, 48-23. Both teams also won against Strong this Friday night. Earning special recognition this week was Jason Amy, who got his 400th career rebound. In Madison High School wrestling, the men's team made it to the second round of the state dual team playoffs, which means that they were one of the top 16 dual teams for the state. The 400 relay swim team at MHS went to regionals Saturday. Ethan Buckner, Aiden Carter, Walker Willis, and McCray Worley, who doubles as a lineman on the football team, were within a few seconds of their qualifying time, with some even posting their personal bests, making a bright future for Patriot swimming. Our Madison High School Athlete of the Week is Grayson Denton Mosten, a member of the school's cheer team and our heavyweight division champion in the Western Highlands Conference. That's all for this week. We hope you've enjoyed the broadcast. Please pass the word around to friends and family on your social media to subscribe and share WNC Mountain Reporter. And now for your Appalachian attitude, we're going to bring it back to the Zuma Benefit Concert Green Room, where Ashley Heath gifted us with a personal and beautiful song she wrote about Madison County. See you next week.
They call me the Jew. They call me the Jew. They call me the jewel of the Blue Ridge.